Don't eat naked carbs. Let's hear it.
Putting clothing on your carbs. Anytime you eat carbs, so carbs being starches or sugars, make sure to never eat them naked. And by naked, I mean on their own. So never snack on just a piece of bread or never snack on just a cookie. Always add some clothing, which means protein, fat, or fiber, which means, for example, adding some avocado to the bread or some cheese, which means, for example, adding 5 almonds to the cookie or a Greek yogurt, right? So remember this hack. Put clothing on your carbs. Never eat your carbs naked. That way you'll have less of a glucose spike. Because the risk, Jay, that our snacks kick off that cravings roller coaster. Because between meals, our stomach is empty. So same concept as for breakfast. You don't want to eat too much sweet stuff. Otherwise, it's going to make a big spike and you're not going to feel very good 90 minutes later. And it helps you with your energy, with your mood, with your skin, but also for serious health conditions like type 2 diabetes. This is the way out.
All right, let's break this down. The idea that you should never eat carbs on their own is not only misleading, but it also fits into fear-mongering narrative that carbs are something you need to protect yourself from. Pairing carbs with protein, fat, or fiber can slow down digestion and reduce blood sugar spikes, but that doesn't mean eating carbohydrates alone is inherently bad or dangerous. You will always have a glucose spike anyways when you consume any type of carbohydrate, whether you consume it alone or with something else. But that doesn't mean that it's going to negatively impact your health. There are certain conditions like type 2 diabetes, PCOS, insulin resistance, that you will have to take care a little bit more about how often and how much and the quality of your carbohydrates you consume. But this is not a message that should be targeted to everyone. Think about it. Are we really going to suggest that eating a piece of fruit, a slice of bread, or a small snack by itself is going to wreak havoc on your body? Absolutely not. The idea that carbs are something to be afraid of is simply not backed by science. Carbs are your friends. Carbs are an essential part of your diet and they provide energy, they support brain function, and are found in many nutritious foods like fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and even dairy. A comprehensive review published in The Lancet found that diets rich in healthy carbohydrates, especially from whole foods, are associated with lower mortality rates. And remember something, dose makes the poison, not the food itself. It's all about context, how much you're eating, what type of carbohydrate you're eating, and how they fit into your overall diet. Sure, adding healthy fats like avocado or nuts to your carbs is a good idea. It can help with satiety and slow down the absorption of sugars. But to suggest that this is the only way to eat carbohydrates responsibly is misleading. This kind of advice can create an unhealthy relationship with food, where people start fearing carbs unless they're properly dressed. That's not a healthy or balanced way to approach eating. Let's debunk the naked carbs myth. The reality is that it's perfectly fine to have carbohydrates on their own sometimes. If you're active, your body may actually benefit from quick sources of energy that don't need to be slowed down by fats or protein or fiber. Think about athletes who eat a banana before workouts. That's naked carbs, and it's totally fine, even beneficial in that context. Diabetics that are exclusively having a hypo, they need naked carbs. If you have finished a marathon or a very hard training session and you eat something like a simple carb, a bowl of pasta or bowl of potatoes, that's naked carbs. And they're actually going to help restore glycogen straight away and help you recover. So get your naked carbs. And in fact, a study published in Sports Medicine highlights that consuming simple carbohydrates alone before exercise can enhance performance by providing readily available energy. The idea that carbs need to be clothed and not naked at all times doesn't really hold up across all situations. And this happens the same with post-training workouts and eating naked carbohydrates. Here's where things get tricky. Yes, managing blood sugar is important, but again, the fear of a glucose spike, random glucose spike, is being blown out of proportion here. Your body is well equipped to handle variations and fluctuations in blood sugar levels. In most healthy individuals, your body has mechanisms to bring blood sugar back to normal after eating, whether that's a balanced meal or a snack that's higher in carbohydrates. This constant fear of glucose spikes is unnecessary and can lead to anxiety around carbohydrates, because for most people, occasional rises in blood sugar are natural and not even harmful. It's just normal and is going to be handled very well by your body. It's the long-term patterns like consistent high blood sugar levels over time that we need to be more concerned about, not just the occasional cookie or the slice of bread. A study from diabetes research and clinical practice shows that the body's insulin response is quite effective at managing blood sugar levels after a meal, especially in healthy individuals. The emphasis should be on overall dietary patterns, not micromanaging each snack to avoid every little spike of blood glucose level. Let's be clear. Moderation is key when it comes to sugary foods. And no one is saying you should go on a sugar binge. But this idea that you have to constantly be on the guard against naked carbs is completely unnecessary and creates a harmful narrative. It's okay to enjoy carbs in a variety of ways, sometimes with added protein or fat, and sometimes by themselves. That's the way it goes. And this was an advice from a registered dietitian. See you later.